Hi, my name is Dan Briggs, and I'm interested in Charles Berger and Richard Calabresi's uncertainty reduction theory. I'm the president of a manufacturing company. I make presentations concerning our product all over the country all year long. So this particular theory really appealed to me because when I started to look at it, I figured out this is probably what I do all day long. We'll start out with Dr. Berger. His whole principle of uncertainty reduction is to erase our natural doubts concerning someone we're involved in in communications with. So, and to quote, it says, "The beginnings of personal relationships are fraught with uncertainty." Well, my job is to be uncertain every time I walk into a room, because most of the people in the room I've never met. And how am I going to effectively exchange information in a pattern that can be duplicated? And this theory offers a lot of opportunity for our company to go back, look at our presentations and start to change things. His 8 axioms of uncertainty reduction, or that can be used for uncertainty reduction, fall into a chart, an interactive puzzle. And using this chart, we can probably figure out, and I can figure out, how to do a more effective presentation. My goal has to be defined according to Berger. So I took the chart that's in our book, Figure 9.2, the hierarchical plan of goal-directed communication, and have tried to apply it to what I do for a living. First off, what I discovered was, without Dr. Berger's counsel and advice, I was doing some of the things that he said just to be effective. Over the years, I had developed a strategy of going into a meeting somewhat prepared. And so he offers up 3, and a 4th was added, of strategies of gaining information. And the sequence in my life is set by circumstances, not arbitrarily. The extractive strategy, that means you're searching online for information. Before I go, I find out all I can about the company and the principles. Active strategy, I ask my third-party contact who has set the meeting up, typically from the manufacturer that I'm talking to, or if I'm talking to their customers, they're introducing me to their customers. So I ask them for third-party information, ask them, the third party, for information concerning who are the decision makers, and find out a little bit about what they can, what they're interested in, or what they can and can't be swayed with, what arguments, what projects they're working on, things like that, just to get a little bit of information about who I need to be presenting to. Passive strategy. When people start to walk into the room, I always observed what they were doing, and if you go down to the little graph right below here, being approachable and coming across as a product expert are part of a goal to introduce the product, to jumpstart our sales, and to get the people in the room involved. So this says be friendly. My comment would be approachable. I want to make sure I say hello to everybody who comes in the room. I want to ask them about how business is going, and I also want to know, see if I can find out what projects that group is working on, so I can shape my presentation to meet their needs. Everybody has a goal. None of these people know me, so I want to be as approachable from the beginning as I can, because at times when you come in as the product expert, which I'm coming in as, you're not very approachable. So you want to make sure that you introduce yourself, that you say hello. But here's some things that you can do beforehand to ensure that professionalism. Make sure your room's set up properly. Have a slide on the screen that is a conversation piece. That's what I typically use. It's got our product. It says what is the product, and as people sit down, I can begin a discussion with those who will engage. Another thing that goes on, I need to come across as knowledgeable. I don't need to use jargon. I need to keep my answers simple, so anybody will understand what I'm talking about. And last but not least, I need to pay attention to the nonverbal language. As people are entering the room, I need to try to get a feel for whether it's going to be a friendly or a hostile audience, or if really they're just here for the meal. So my plan is to cope with uncertain responses in a patterned way. I am drawn to objective social sciences, and our company does third-party testing all the time, and I really like Dr. Berger's approach of having those 8 axioms, put them in a chart where you can combine this interactive puzzle to craft your presentations and to become more successful.